Hi everybody, tonight we will do a 3-piece socks on our knitting machine 22 needle. First I cast on the machine with waste yarn. For the first row, put that in the yarn feeder and then I will crank. Why I use waste yarn? Because I will do some grafting after, and with the waste yarn it will be better to do the grafting. If you're able to do a grafting without the waste yarn, it's up to you. Remove that part from your pattern. There, I will put my yarn for the project now, and then I will crank. So I did 5 or 6 rows of waste yarn, and every 10 rows I will put a stitch marker like this. It's only a piece of yarn that I had to keep track of the number of rows. So for this part, I will need 50 rows, so I will prepare 4 little stitch marker, and then when I finish the 4, it means I still have 10 to go, and then I will put the waste yarn to finish it. So I will do 50 rows of working yarn. So with the waste yarn, I will cast off from the machine. Put that piece aside. And oh, it's stuck there. Sometimes happen. And put that, you see the stitch marker, the red. So now we will do the toe part, the toes, not the toe. Okay, open the yarn feeder, I cast on, and this part I don't need any waste yarn. The only place I need the waste yarn was for the first tube. For this one I will use the stitch marker tool, but I will need 3 stitch marker because I need 40 rows of project yarn. So I will do 40 rows. That's for the this part for the toes. So time to cast off. So to cast off, I will just turn the machine, cut the yarn first, turn the machine, crank it till I get very close to the yarn feeder, and I stop there because if I continue I will lose my stitches. So now with the wool needle I will pick up all the stitches one by one. Very important, because if you skip one you will end up with a drop stitch, and it's not nice. It's not fun to fix that when you're so close to the end. So I will crank to remove the rest of it like this. So when I'm done with this, I just put that aside for now. You could see my stitch marker. So it was 40 for this part, 40 rows. So, and then I start again, and I will do the eels now. I cast on with the working yarn, cast on, and for the eel I will need 20 rows. So 1 stitch marker to divide that, because I put one every 10 stitch. There. This socks will be for my little one. She wear 13 for kids. I don't know how it is for the European sizes, but so I will cast off right now. I crank the machine, do my circle around it, stop just before the yarn feeder, and then I pick up all the stitches one by one. Very important. So the 3 pieces are done. There. And then I stretch. You could see the stitch marker. So the eels was 20 rows. Close that side, and I will do a removing stitch marker, and then I will close that side, pull on my yarn, and then do a double knot. Voila. Put that inside like when we do a hat. join those two tail of yarn, attach it together to secure it. Voila, and stretch, stretch, stretch. And then put that aside. Put that aside. Take your long tube, not the long tube, the the toes part. So I close one side and we'll close the other side like when you do a hat. It's exactly the same thing. Put that, attach it for 2 double knot, and then remove the stitch marker like this and put that aside. Now I will attach it with a 4 graft technique. So in this video you will learn a lot of different things. So for graft you need to get 1 stitch on one side and 1 stitch on the other side. You will sew together half of your circle of eels. The eels part, you will sew half of it. So it goes slower, and then I will put it a little bit faster to keep us in track, not to be too long for that video. So I pulled a little bit on it. If you have a different sewing technique for that part, use it and let me know, because I use what I know, and it's always nice to get more technique from each other. We're always here to learn. So I still learn after 4 years with that machine. So I do half of it, and voila, that part is done. This is the very important part, the grafting part. If you have problem to see it because it's very dark, I will put another video in this video in the comment from YouTube, so you could, not in the comment but in the video description. So very important to watch carefully. I go down. When I go up, I will try not to go too fast. When I go up, I put my it's very important to get the last stitch like this, and then you go up. When you're down, you get the last stitch, and then you go up. On your needle right now it's like a A. And when you're down, it's supposed to be like a V on your needle. I'm not sure if you understand what I tried to say, but when you're up like this, the stitch on the needle give a shape like a or a triangle if you like. But when you're down, it's supposed to look like a V. If it's not like that, it's because you don't do it correctly, and you will end up with different kind of stitching. But maybe it will work too, but will not be the same stitches. Same. So everybody have their technique, but I use that one for this one. But if you sorry it's dark, you can't see correctly, but I will provide another video in the video description on YouTube, so don't worry. So I will continue like that, and I will go a little bit faster. Very important not to go too tight, because if you go too tight when you do the crafting, it will not look good. So don't tight too much. You go just very loose. If it's too loose, you could fix it after. One by one, you pull a little bit with the tip of your needle. There. Almost finished. A V. And then you do a A. There. I continue. Almost finished. There. You could see. Comme ça. And then I continue. There. Almost finished. And when we're done with the grafting, we will remove the waste yarn. There. Make sure you grab all the stitches to prevent some hole in your work. Almost finished. There. That's so good. There. Hey! Arrived to the end of it. Make sure you grab all the stitches. There. I joined the two. Time to remove the waste yarn after. There. Oh, it gets stuck. I think I would have to remove it with scissors for the inside. For the outside, I would just remove the first row and then just pull on the yarn and it will be easy to remove. But in the middle, I would have to cut it because it's stuck together. You could see. Sometimes the yarn divide and it's very hard to remove without the cutting. And especially when I do video, I don't really have the time to struggle with it. So yeah, this part you could do that also to do mitten if you want to do the width part with the machine and then crochet the rest to do a mitten. There. Or also if you do that on the king size machine, you could do the headband. I already did that on another video. There's a lot of possibility when you do the grafting. I know it's hard to understand first time, but when you get it, it's very easy and it's open a door to new option. So I will put that on the side and then I will do a knot there because I forgot to do the knot on the, and then I will go start and grab one, not grab, but grab one full stitch and then grab another stitch here. It's a full craft technique. So I continue, I grab one stitch on the side, one stitch on the other side, a full stitch. I will go a little bit faster because I think you understand how to do it. Very important not to go too tight when you do the sewing with the for grab. If you go too tight, it won't be comfortable to wear. So very loose. If it need to be a little bit tighter, you could fix that after. So don't go too tight. There. There you go. Continue. When you arrive here, you make sure that you grab in the corner and grab the other one. There. Almost finished. So if you're still with me right now at 15 minutes, can you put 2 smiley face in the comment of this video, please? 2 smiley face, because 15 minutes, it's a huge thing when people stay for 15 minutes. So if you could put 2 smiley, don't have to comment anything, just 2 smiley face. I will understand what you try to say. So thank you for your support for this one. There. Hope this video will help a lot of people, because a lot ask for do the slippers with the 22 needle, and I have a lot of things to do on my list. So don't worry, this year I will do a lot video. You already seen that I add a lot more lately. It's like a marathon. When you check my channel now, I have more than 330 something video. So you have a lot to keep yourself busy now with my channel. So very important, when you arrive here, don't do a double knot right away. Just put your hand in it. Make sure it's not too tight. If it need to be stretched a little bit, stretch it. And I see my stitch marker I have to remove. Red, it's nice. You could see it. So voila, it's look like this. So now I have to attach and do the double knot on the side. There. And I those little tail of yarn, and voila, it will be just fine. So you could wear it like this one, or maybe roll it on the top for a different style. So you have a socks, a double layer socks, will be warm and comfortable to wear in the house or in your boots. So this one was for kids, size 13 shoes for kids. So it's very easy to get it a little bit bigger. You just have to add some rows on the toe part. Toe part is sounds weird. Anyways, that's my not slippers, but my socks for tonight. Hope you enjoy it. So you could wear it like this too. It's a different style. So hope you enjoy it. See you next week for another video, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. See you next week for a new video. Ciao ciao. Have a great 2022.